What's up, Raider Nation? Let's talk silver and black, min. Because even though the season's still a ways off, it's never too early to start thinking about who's going to make the final 53-man roster. After the NFL draft, this is when the real conversations begin. The Raiders have decisions to make, and we're breaking it all down, position by position. But before we jump into the latest updates, do me a quick favor. Subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss out on breaking Raiders content. Alright, let's get into the news. Let's start with the quarterback room. Right now, the Raiders are working with 5 QBs, but when the dust settles, I expect only 3 to make the cut. My picks: Geno Smith, veteran leadership; Aidan O'Connell, young and promising; Cam Miller, underrated but fits the system. Keeping 3 gives flexibility while covering the depth chart smartly. Moving on to the running backs, there's serious competition here. The team might skip on a fullback and focus on speed and versatility. Here's the 4 I'd keep: Ashton Jeanty, explosive talent; Raheem Mostert, reliable burst; Sincere McCormick, tough runner; Dylan Lobb, solid depth option. These 4 bring variety, power, speed, and special teams value. Now, for the wide receivers. You need playmakers, and the Raiders have them. Obvious choices include Jacoby Myers, Mr. Reliable; Jack Beck, strong hands; Trey Tucker, fast and fearless. I'm adding 2 more to complete the group, and yes, Kyle Phillips makes my list. He's sharp, consistent, and can help on special teams. That's the early breakdown. And trust me, there's more to come as camp battles heat up. Let's talk about the tight end room, because things are getting really interesting for the silver and black. Right now, the Raiders have 7 tight ends on the roster. But let's be real. When it comes time to trim this roster down to 53 players, there's no way all of them stick around. The standout here is obvious. Brock Bowers, first-round pick, explosive athlete, and a game-changer on offense. He's not just a tight end, he's a weapon. And when you pair him with Michael Mayer, the Raiders suddenly have one of the most exciting young tight end duos in the entire league. That leaves one more potential spot, with questions still lingering on the defensive side, especially at linebacker, defensive tackle, and in the secondary. The smart move is to keep it tight at tight end. Literally. That means only 3 make the cut. So who takes that final spot? It could come down to who proves more valuable on special teams or who shines in camp. But make no mistake, Bowers and Mayer are locked in, and they'll be key pieces in shaping the future of this Raiders offense. Coming up next, we shift to the trenches. All right, Raider Nation, let's shift our focus to the offensive line, where battles are already starting to take shape. One thing is clear: the Raiders' front office is serious about building strength in the trenches. With a young star like Ashton Jeanty in the backfield and Geno Smith under center, protecting the pocket and creating running lanes has never been more important. That's why I believe the Raiders will hold on to 9 offensive linemen when it's time to finalize the 53-man roster. So, who makes the cut? Here's my top 9 right now. Colton Miller, the anchor at left tackle; Dylan Parham, versatile and improving; Jackson Powers-Johnson, JPJ, exciting rookie talent; Alex Kappa, steady veteran presence; DJ Glaze, high potential on the edge; Jordan Meredith brings toughness and depth; Charles Grant, strong camp performer; Caleb Rogers, flexible and athletic; Thayer Munford, still developing, but deserves a shot. Yes, there are other names in the mix, and I could make a case for a few undrafted guys or someone like Dalton Wagner. But right now, Munford holds on to that 9th spot in my projection. He's not a lock, but if the season started today, he's on my list. Now let's flip to the other side of the ball, defense, and let me tell you, this is where things get interesting. At the edge, there's no debate. Max Crosby, automatic. Malcolm Kuntz earned his spot. Tyree Wilson, big expectations ahead. But after those 3, it gets a little more complicated. Depth becomes a question. Development becomes the key. And finding the guys who have the raw traits to grow into difference makers, that's where the Raiders have to be sharp. We'll break down those names next, and trust me, some of these decisions won't be easy. Let's get into the defensive front, where toughness, rotation, and raw athleticism are the name of the game for the Las Vegas Raiders. We start at edge rusher, where 3 names are locked in: Max Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, and Tyree Wilson. But who grabs that 4th spot? Right now, my pick is Andre Carter II. He fits the Raiders' recent trend: long athletic defenders with high upside. He may not be a household name yet, but don't be surprised if he fights his way into a real role this season. Let's shift inside to defensive tackle, and this is where things get stacked. The Raiders are building a group that can dominate the line of scrimmage. They want fresh bodies, they want power, and they want to wear offenses down. With that in mind, I've got them keeping 6 defensive tackles, and here's who makes the list. Christian Wilkins, no explanation needed. Adam Butler, steady and versatile. Byron Young, big body with upside. Marquand McCall, powerful presence in the middle. Tyler Lacey, strong rookie addition. Nesta Jade Silvera, young but promising. This group gives the Raiders a mix of experience and raw talent, perfect for rotating through different packages, especially in those 5-man fronts. Now, let's talk linebackers, a group that's often overlooked but could be key to how this defense performs. With changes to kick and punt return rules, athleticism is even more valuable, and the Raiders seem ready to take advantage of that. I see them keeping 6 linebackers this year, and here's how it's shaping up. Devin White, explosive, aggressive, and a tone setter. Elandon Roberts brings leadership and toughness. Cody Lindenberg, young and quick, fits the modern mold. Amari Gaynor, versatile and hungry to earn a spot. Amari Burney, raw but with special teams value. Tommy Eichenberg, smart, physical, and battle-tested. Competition here will be fierce. None of these roles are set in stone, but this group has the tools to become something special. Up next, we take a look at the secondary, where battles are just beginning. The linebacker battle is heating up, and if the Raiders decide to roll with just 5 at this position, fans should expect a high-stakes fight for those final spots. 3 names, Devin White, Elandon Roberts, and Cody Lindenberg, are front-runners. That leaves just 2 chairs at the table, and standing in line are Amari Gaynor, Amari Burney, and Tommy Eichenberg. All bring athleticism, special teams potential, and the kind of fire this defense needs. Only the sharpest, most versatile guys will survive the final cut. Now let's shift to the cornerback room, where length, speed, and uncertainty are all part of the story. This group has talent, no doubt, but it's raw, it's untested. Jacorian Bennett, Eric Stokes, Darian Porter, and Darian Richardson are on my short list. Then there's Darnay Holmes, the clear front runner at nickel, and that's a crucial detail, because if Holmes goes down, the depth chart suddenly gets shaky. The question becomes who steps into that slot role. Could it be someone like Isaiah Pola-Mao sliding over? Maybe, but then you create another gap at safety. Which brings us to the safety group, and again, lots of potential, but not a lot of proof yet. Right now, I'm keeping 4 safeties. Jeremy Chin, who can play in the box and move like a linebacker. Isaiah Pola-Mao, a heavy-hitting, physical presence. Trayvon Merrig, still developing but reliable. And Lonnie Johnson Jr., a versatile vet with special teams upside and strong chemistry with the coaching staff. It's a lean group, and yes, there are names on the outside looking in. But if the Raiders trust what they have, this could be the secondary that surprises people, especially if they stay healthy. Next up, we wrap up with special teams and final roster thoughts. Let's close out this 53-man roster breakdown with a look at the special teams, one of the most overlooked yet critical units in football. The Raiders are in solid hands here. Daniel Carlson remains one of the league's most accurate and reliable kickers. When the game's on the line, you want him out there. A.J. Cole continues to be one of the best punters in the NFL, consistently flipping field position, and Jacob Bobenmoyer is locked in as the long snapper, smooth, consistent, and rarely a name you have to mention, which is exactly what you want from that position. In the return game, the Raiders have a few dynamic options to choose from. Trey Tucker brings raw speed and agility, while Tommy Mellott and Dylan Lobb could also be in the mix depending on how the preseason plays out. Expect a few of these players to also contribute on coverage units. Now, it wasn't easy narrowing this team down. Cutting from a 91-man roster to just 53 always comes with tough decisions. Some talented players didn't make this projection, but that speaks to the depth and direction this team is headed,